Hello and welcome to this video. I'd like to show you the new features in AVConvert and also how you install it, or rather register it in your system. So I have the download package here, and what you need to do is open up this zip file. You see an AVConvert folder. You go to your C drive, root of your C drive, and then you simply drag and drop this folder from the zip file onto your C drive. That's the recommended way of extracting it. Then you open it and you see a few files: help file, release notes. The current version is indicated, and you have a registering batch file and an unregistering batch file. In order to register it, we make sure that it's not yet registered by right-clicking empty folder background or empty desktop background, and there's no entry in the context menu of AVConvert. So it's not yet registered currently. So we have to right-click the register batch file and run it as an administrator. If you just double-click it, it can work, but it might fail to work properly. Okay, once this window closes automatically, that means that all context menu entries have been registered on your system, and you find yourself now with a bunch of context menu entries which are relevant for AVConvert, either in the folder background context menu or right-clicking the desktop background. Same parameters, same menus. And another type of menu, context menu, will open up as soon as you right-click a media file. We will soon see how this works. So we now have it registered, and we can close this down. And I have a bunch of videos in this folder, and this is the same folder in a different viewing method. So we see the list of files here, which can be helpful. And we have a third folder with some PNG title and logo overlays, which we might later on use. So what I want to demonstrate today is, as an example, I'm coming back from my holidays and I have a bunch of video files from my camera. And I want to get an entire film, an entire movie of these clips combined, and then underlay a background music to the final video. So what we need in this case is concatenation, and this is one of the strengths of AVConvert, because it can concatenate losslessly without video image quality loss or audio quality loss. And this is the preferred method, obviously, if you are caring about quality and speed, because any lossless process in AVConvert means that it does not recalculate, re-encode video or audio data from the video files. It will only copy the source information from a source file into a destination file, and in this case of concatenation, append the data, the original data untouched, from every other clip here. And so let's see it in action. We right-click a single one, and just to get into the context menu of MKV files, and you see there are a lot of options. And in this case, if we simply want to concatenate, we go to this context menu, losslessly trim or concatenate videos. The first options are for trimming, but we care about the C options, which are concatenated, referring to concatenation. And the first one actually is the simplest of them all, which will concatenate all files found in this folder where you launch the process. So what we did, we right-clicked one of them. It's not important which one. AVConvert will then make a list of all videos in the folder and save it as a text file. And from this list, we can open it, so see what it's like. So on this side here, we can see it. So we can see that it just created a text list of all files in alphabetical order. And we could edit this before launching the concatenation process in order to change the order of videos in the concatenation file. But as I chose the one which just concatenates everything in alphabetical order, this is what we got. We have now a videos concat file, and this video is all of the clips combined losslessly in alphabetical order. So it's still the same quality as it came from the camera. Nothing changed. And if you did your footage right and captured it all with good settings, decent settings, in terms of focusing and exposure, and also trying to avoid any kind of shaking, we can live with this. We can really just only concatenate everything and we would be done with it. What I showed you will work with any number of files in the folder. Just for the sake of demonstration, I only used a few of them. Actually, I had almost 2,000 little clips coming back from my holidays. And that's where this lossless concatenation method also shows its strength, because it's not CPU dependent. Nothing will be recalculated and recompressed. It just has to copy, in this case, 1.5 gigabytes into this concat file according to the list. And you're pretty much done if concatenation is all you want to have. So let's take it a step further. I'll close this. If we right-click an empty space on the desktop or in a folder, we can open up the parameter configuration panel, which allows us to conveniently change environmental parameters of AVConvert, like the video codec. What we see here is the default settings. So H.264 as the standard default video codec when using AVConvert, but you can choose others. And also the output video resolution in cases where we need to do recompression can be set from here, and also the audio bit rate for now if audio needs to be recompressed. The only thing I will change now is the output resolution, because I tend to resize all my videos to 1080 and keep that as the final resolution. So instead of 4K, what we saw was 4K, and I'm watching it and grabbing it also on a 4K screen. I now set the output resolution to 1080, so whatever process we will launch from now on, including some recompression process, it will use 1080 as an output resolution. And yeah, let's go for only the smallest files to increase the speed. So if I now pick like 10 files, right-click them, and go to Convert, including overlays. I didn't specify any, so there won't be any overlays included, but I could at this point. I just picked the first option, Start Process, no title fade, copy audio. Title fade is not relevant because we didn't specify any title, so we can just pick this option. And we will now see how it will recompress the highlighted files and then save those here in the subfolder, and we can see some of them have already been resized pretty fast. We can probably see how fast it is. This one will be launched now in terms of, all of them are already completed. So I close these windows, and so we have now recompressed files, the same ones I highlighted, not all of the folder. And we could do the same thing now. Right-click one of them, go to losslessly trim or concatenate, and pick the first concatenation option. And since it's only 63 MB now, after the recompression pass, it's even faster to concatenate those. And we have now one generation loss because we have performed a non-lossless process. Resizing is non-lossless. But the output quality, if I make it full screen, will be just fine, almost indistinguishable from the original 4K resolution if you don't have a comparison immediately next to it. But just to show how fast you can come up with a final concatenated video, and if we now maybe spot some scenes which are too long, which need further trimming, for instance, we could do that losslessly. So if I launch AVConvert, a free app for video editing, it's a very cool combination and enhancement to AVConvert, because it can also do some lossless stuff with video. We import the concat file, and if we drag the mouse over like this, we can see that when I let go, this cursor lands on iframes. Not all frames in a video. If I do a step through it frame by frame like this, we can see there are also P frames, which are not fully encoded frames, but differential frames, which help reducing file size of the compressed video. And only every other 25th or something frame will be in a fully encoded one, which is slightly larger than the other ones, but makes sure that the quality stays the same. So in, let's say, C, 21, 8, 22.8. So every second we encounter an iframe, a fully encoded frame. And the important thing to note and to know here is that iframes allow you to edit the video losslessly if you trim it on iframes. So not on every frame. We could not cut on any frame losslessly, but on every iframe. And since there are iframes every second, we have a lossless trimming accuracy of 1 second, which is quite exact. So we could probably, let's see where, in a longer scene, shorten it losslessly. So this scene lasts a little bit too long for my taste, so we rewind, staying on iframes. If we choose these double arrow icons, we stay on iframes, and the first iframe of the scene is this one. If I go back just 1 frame, we see it's still the other scene. So we are exactly on an iframe and also exactly on the start of this scene. If I now hit this button, it will memorize the starting point of what will now get discarded. So let's say we want to cut the first 2 seconds of this scene. I hit the end button to define the end of this portion which gets discarded. Let's see if I run from there, I hit play. We still get enough of the scene. Maybe let's cut another second and hit delete. And if we now rewind a little bit, we can see the scene is now considerably shorter, more fitting to the pace of scenes here in this movie. And maybe another scene. We could even get rid of entire scenes. So let's say we don't want to have this view. We go to where it appears first, which is here on an iframe. Hit the start button for the area which gets discarded. Go ahead and see the next scene starts here, and hit the end button, hit delete, and now this scene is entirely gone. And the cool thing is, if we now save this edited version, it will not re-encode anything. The trimming processes we did will be lossless, so it's only a second to save 60 megabytes, or now even shorter because we discarded a few scenes. So what we now have is the same quality as the file before, has not been recompressed, and yet we still could trim it to our liking with no quality loss. And we could redo it as many times as we want to refine it. It would still always be lossless as long as we only trim on iframes. This is a very powerful method. And so now we are having a video of 45 seconds. And just in order to give you an idea of how fast you can now add music, we go back to this concatenation file, which had been created from more videos. Its length is shown here, 2 minutes something. And I have 2 audio files here. Let's use this file. to use it as a music bed for our concatenated video, the non-resized one. So I right-click the audio file and go to memorize this file's name, hit or click on it. Now AVConvert knows that whenever audio should be used, it should use this file. And if I right-click the video file and go to losslessly mux video with audio, mux is the abbreviation of multiplex, which means interleave. It will now, if we pick the last option, MKV video with memorized audio file, replace audio of the original file, which was the audio of the camera, and it will now get replaced by the audio of this memorized video audio file. Let's do it. And this is also a lossless process. You could see briefly that it was made with 70 times typical playback speed, so insanely fast and no recompression. And we now have our final video in 4K. This is the non-resized version. So nothing has been changed in terms of quality from the output of my camera, but we have concatenated it losslessly, all the clips, and we have losslessly added audio, new audio to it. We could also pick the option, still changing nothing else. This file is still memorized. Right-click this concatenated video again and go back into the same muxing video with audio submenu, but this time add audio from memorized audio file. And now we will see we get another suffix added to our concatenation file, mux plus. So this one has just been muxed with the audio, but this one has the new audio muxed on top of the audio it already had from the camera. So we now have a larger file slightly, because it has now two audio streams in it. The original camera's audio and our file's audio. And if I play it back, and in my video player I can hit a toggle key to toggle the audio streams. So we now have the original audio, and if I hit the key again, it toggles to our new audio stream. Original audio, and if I toggle again, we have our new audio. So all this is also done losslessly. We just picked a different muxing option, the one which replaces camera audio, which is typically the appropriate one for normal operation. But if you want, you can still keep the camera audio and add the other audio as a new audio stream on top of it. So now we could do the same, actually. We still have this music memorized, and it is still working if we do the same on this file. So the resized one can also get the new audio. Let's pick the replace option here. Same thing. Since this concatenation is very short, we don't get the entire song, but we still get a fast impression of how AVConvert can add music to a video which had been processed virtually losslessly. This one had been resized, but if I put it full screen, it's hard to tell that it had been resized even, because AVConvert always tries to retain as much of the quality as possible. But we can see that our concatenation file is not even 60 megabytes. And let's see, the 9 or 10 smallest files make up 62 megabytes compressed and resized, while the 10 smallest files, as they came from the camera, are 550 megabytes. So it's a tenth of the original file size, but still it is so pristine that you wouldn't tell. So if we use this version, we have the music in it. So we didn't even open any of the files in an editor, apart from doing the convenient trimming in AVDemux. We could do it in AVConvert even. It also has a lossless trimming function, but it has no preview. So in this case, it is smarter to use AVDemux to edit or trim the file losslessly, because we can then see what we're doing. We would need to know the in points and out points to do it in AVConvert. It is possible, and the options are there. But yeah, it's faster to do it in AVDemux. And we get a pristine video, including our background music. So, and if we now wanted to have one or the other scene, let's go into the video and look, like when it switches to, let's say, this view. We want to add a title to this. So what I would typically do is go to, we have to figure out, or let's use these, because there are two scenes, if I remember correctly. So this is the file 152226, and then the second one will be concatenated. So let's go ahead and concatenate these two first. So it is 1522 and 4218. They don't seem to be in a... Okay, here they are in the normal order. So we now want to concatenate just these two in still 4K resolution, original resolution. Actually, I would have to right-click just one of them, go to the concatenation submenu. This time, click on Edit List of MKV files. We will see the list of all files. And the only ones I want to concatenate is these two. So I get rid of all the others, hit Save. Get rid of this window. And if I now right-click any and launch the concatenation process, it will only concatenate the two in the list. So it will create a new concat file. So we rename this A prior to launching the concatenation, as we get an override prompt. And now we pick concatenate videos according to edited list. And it will only concatenate the two. So we have scene 1, scene 2, losslessly concatenated. Now we have enough. The only reason why I did the concatenation for the two files is to get enough clip length to overlay a meaningful title over these two. One of them would probably be too short. We can see one of the clips is only 5 seconds, and typically an overlay lasts for 7. So we need the two combined to overlay now the appropriate title over this. So we go ahead, and I have prepared Auch title, which is this town in France. So I have the title PNG in 4K resolution. So this is a transparent 4K resolution PNG file with just the title in it. And this will get overlaid over our concatenated video as soon as we now launch the resizing process again. And now it's relevant if we want the title to fade in or not. And I will choose the version where the title gets faded in and copy the original audio. So we now get a new video. And this is now our, I hope it is here, sorry. This one is now the one from Auch. Two of these combined, but with the title already resized, so we can see after 2 seconds. We don't see it. Why didn't we? Oh, because I probably didn't even pick this, so I didn't know what title to use. Sorry for that. So what we need to do is right-click a potential title file, in this case this one, and set it as our title or logo overlay. Logo is something which keeps being displayed in the entire clip, but a title is coming in after a few seconds and then will be faded out after some more seconds. So we have to set this as the title overlay. Now AVConvert knows that it should overlay this title. We go back into the same A3 start process, including title fade submenu. We get the overlaid file, which now has a T suffix, which indicates this one has a title overlay in it. And now after a few seconds we can see the title comes in, keeps staying while the transition to the other scene happens, which is cool. And now we want to get this one into our concatenation with the other ones which have no title. So I remove the ones 22, 26 from the list, and also 15, 42, 18. So this one, and where's the other one? I'm not spotting it now, right now. Or maybe we didn't even convert this, probably. No big deal. I just get rid of this one. And now we right-click one of them and choose losslessly concatenate, but we want to do it after editing the list. So we get all the files in the folder, and we don't want to use these, we don't want to use this one, and we want to have this one, the one with the title in it, somewhere here, or maybe it was before these, could be. So we rearrange the files in the list, hit save. There can be empty lines, that's no problem. And now run the concatenation process again, according to the list. And it will override one of these. Let's say OK. And let's see where it concatenated. Did it concatenate? There are still some lingering, some files here which we don't need. So let's order this by, well, let's redo it. Or is it this one? Let's see. It overrode one earlier concatenated file. Well, this is not the one, apparently, so let's get rid of the one. It's still open in here. So let's do it again. This time it concatenated, and if we have a look at when this scene comes up, it comes up with the title now integrated. So this is how you can easily add titles to specific scenes, and apart from a one-time resizing process, which is not lossless, we have never touched the quality. All concatenation processes were lossless. We did do the resizing, but at the same time the resizing took place, the overlay was also overlaid. So it's only a single non-lossless step involved to get our final video, and even add the audio to it. You saw how you can do it losslessly. Okay, hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.